So this is a common problem with most Mustang owners or 5.0 or 5.8 liter engines, is the valley here. Depending on the cylinder head that you're using, in this case are GT40 stock cast iron GT40s, but when you're using like a trick flow with a raised port or an Edelbrock with a raised port, the gap between the valley and the bottom of the intake is usually about a ½ inch to 3/4. It's pretty thick gap, and it's pretty hard to get a standard tube of silicone to lay down a thick bead so it seals up properly. This is one key point in the back where you have a ton of vacuum leaks. My secret is you buy the RTV silicone in a caulk gun format. You cut it, when you cut it off so you got like pretty much like a ½ inch hole. Cut off on an angle too, and when you lay it lays down about about 9/16 tall. So if you could see, the way I do this is you start laying the gasket, the caulk, all the way up on the gasket, straight across, pretty much even coat, front and back. And then in this case, we're going to use some studs here, so when we drop the intake down, it doesn't move the cylinder head or the intake gaskets, and it'll all seal up just fine. This is a lot. You hear a lot of Mustangs that have vacuum leaks. They pretty much run like crap because they have a vacuum leak because of the back intake port here. Just a little bit of information for you guys.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you. They just need a very thin. You got the front. It's too bad. That should be down. Bam. See it? See how barely expanded?
Yeah, that's nice. Get this.
The back was fucking perfect, dude. Oh yeah, we're not gonna have any problems with this thing. So you want to grab some video and get the light in there. See how this sealed perfectly right in here now? It pushed out very little because the gap was pretty thick. Look on the back. Bring the camera back here, Frank. You can come on this side. I'll get you light. See on the back side here? It barely squeezed out.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a perfect seal.
Nice. Alright, so got the lower on there. We're having an issue with this this front stud, which when I did the upper in one of my other videos, knew that was already damaged, so just ran some JB Weld in there, got the stud run in there, and I've got some silicone hoses that are coming, so I think I'm just going to wait to finish this up. I'm going to leave the upper off, and you know, when those hoses show up, I'll swap the hoses in there, and then finish buttoning this up, you know, get the intake on, distributor and all that, get the coolant back in there, fire it up, and then I'm still going to have to modify that TPS so I can adjust that, get the timing set on this thing, see what happens. I think there was a pretty decent vacuum leak going on with this lower too, so you know, hopefully this thing's going to run a lot better, which I mean, it was actually running pretty good ever since I did the upper, but still seemed like it was a little off, so let's see what happens there. The other thing too, I picked up this thread chaser set, which worked out pretty good. So cleaning up all the hardware for doing the upper to lower, you know, cleaning the studs off and just chasing everything out, worked out really good. So yeah, that thing is really good. Alright, so now I just gotta wait for the hoses to show up. That's the intake gasket I'm using.